Okay, so let us continue to items number 11 to 13. So another situational problem. So we have a hydroelectric power generating system is as shown. So water flows from an upper reservoir to lower one, passing through a turbine at the rate of 150 liters per second. So the total length of the pipe connecting the two reservoirs is 100 meters. The pipe diameter is 250 mm and Hazen-Williams coefficient is 120. So the water surface elevations of reservoirs 1 and 2 are 197 and 50 meters respectively. So let's have question number 11. This is a bonus question. Determine the velocity of flow in the pipe. Ayan, so kung i-observe natin, ayan, given lang naman. So for item number 11, ayan, given na yung ating discharge, the flow rate. So the flow rate is equal to 150 liters per second. Or that is the same divided by 1,000, 0.15 cubic meter per, so 0.15 cubic meter per second. So hinahanap lang yung velocity. So flow rate is equal to the area times the velocity. So flow rate natin is equal to 0.15 is equal to area. The pipe diameter is 250 mm. So that is pi divided by 4 multiplied by 0.25 squared multiplied by the velocity. So this will be the velocity of flow. So we have 0.15 times 4, then divided by 0.25 squared shift pi. So 3.056. We have 3.056 meters per second. So do we have this one's choices? 3.056. So that will be letter A kay item number 11. So again, parang bonus question lang since given naman yung discharge. Question number 12. Ayan, compute the total frictional head loss. So sinabi naman niya kung ano yung gagamitin natin na major losses formula. We have the Hazen-Williams. So coefficient natin is equal to 120. So when it comes to the Hazen-Williams formula, so ang binibigay nila is usually the pipe constant capital C. Kaya yung ginagamit na representation ng head loss, the head loss is the H sub C. So by formula, since we have a limited time, hindi ko maipapakita yung derivation. The head loss by Hazen-Williams H sub C is equal to, this is 10.67 L Q raised to 1.85. This is divided by C raised to 1.85. Again, so that is C raised to 1.85, then D diameter raised to 4.87. So ito yung head loss formula ng Hazen-Williams. So all we have to do is substitute yung mga given. So we have the frictional head loss. This is H sub C equal to the 10.67, ano yung length? Okay, we have the length is equal to 100 meters. Flow rate natin, we have 0.15. This is raised to the 1.85. So, divided by the pipe constant C, usually matataas yung value nito. So, 100, 120, 130, 140. Ganun yung mga values niya. So, this time, ang given is 120. The pipe constant 120 raised to 1.85. Then pipe diameter natin Ano ulit yung pipe diameter? 250 mm. So we have this as 0.25 raised to 4.87. So this will be the frictional head loss. So again, we have that as 10.67. The length is 100. The discharge is 0.15 raised to 1.85. So divided by 120 raised to 1.85. And then pipe diameter of 0.25 raised to 4.87. So we have that as 3.886. We have 3.886. Tama ba? 3.886 meters. So do we have this one sa choices? Kay item number 12. 3. Ayan. So we have letter C, 3.89. Then yung last question natin dito, number 13, is compute the power generated by the turbine. So para malaman natin yung power generated by the turbine, kailangan natin gumawa ng energy equation. So pwede natin gamitin dito reference points. 1, yung upper reservoir natin. 2, yung ating second reservoir. So from the previous examples, kapag open reservoir, pressure open to atmosphere, 0. So kung nababawasan man siya ng tubig, hindi obvious na bumababa yung liquid surface since we assume na malaking area ng tubig ito. So velocity is also equal to 0. So the available elevation head, Z1, is equal to 197 meters. So the same with the second reservoir. Open to atmosphere is pressure 0. B sub 2 is also 0. Then elevation number 2 is equal to 50 meters. So the appearance of the energy diagram is from reservoir 1 towards the surface of reservoir 2 is basically the head loss. Ayan. So next time, kapag naka-encounter kayo ng reservoir problem, the difference in elevation between the source reservoir and the receiver is always the head loss. Yan. If you are to write the equivalent energy equation yan, dito na lang natin ilagay yung number 13. Okay, what is the equivalent equation? Okay, energy equation, Z1 plus the P1 over gamma plus the B1 squared over 2G is equal to, on the second point, we have the head loss plus B sub 2 squared divided by 2G plus the P sub 2 divided by gamma plus elevation number 2. So again, since reservoirs, open reservoir yung mga reference points natin, again, this is 0, 0, 0, 0. So sabi ko kanina, next time, simply the difference in elevation between two reservoirs is simply the head loss. Yan. So ganun lang siya. So what is the total head loss? That is equal to, we have 197 meters elevation ng higher reservoir minus elevation ng lower reservoir. That is 50 meters. So a total head loss of 147 meters. So ngayon, paano natin kukunin yung power generated by the turbine? Take note that turbine acts opposite as pump. So hindi siya head added. It is a head loss. So ano yung mga elements ng total head loss natin? Ang elements ng head loss natin is the head loss due to friction, H sub C, and the other one is the head extracted by the turbine. Sabihin natin, H sub T. So, yun yung available na elements ng total head loss for this example. So, again, what is our total head loss? The total head loss, dalawang elements due to friction, H sub C by Hayes and Williams, plus the head extracted by the turbine. So a total head loss of 147 is equal to Okay, ano ulit yung head loss due to friction natin? 8 sub C, 3.886. So this is 3.886 plus the head extracted by the turbine. So this will be the head extracted by the turbine equal to, and so what is 147 minus 3.886? So 143.114, 143.114 meters. Okay, paano tayo nagko-compute ulit ng power? So power sa fluid flow is the gamma water, the discharge, then the head. Since this is the power to be generated by the turbine, yan, the power generated by the turbine, ang gamitin natin should be the head extracted by the turbine. Ayan, so the unit is in kilowatts. Okay, so all we have to do now is substitute kilowatts, kaya gagamit ako ng 9.81 kilonewtons per cubic meter. Yung ating discharge kanina is 0.15 cubic meter per second. And the head extracted by the turbine is 143.114 meters. Yan. So if you are to observe, ano yung remaining unit? Ay canceling yung cubic meter. Ang naiwan na unit dito is the kilonewton meter per second. So basically, that is the kilowatts. So ano yung value natin? So 143.114 multiplied by the 9.81 multiplied by 0.15. So 210.592. 210.592 kilowatts. So let us check if we have this one sa choices kay item number 13. Okay, that will be letter A. We have 210.6. Okay, so that will be our solution sa item number 11 to 13. Okay, so let us continue to the next situational problem. So we have 3 reservoirs A, B, and C are connected by a pipe system with a common junction at D. The elevation of A and C are 200 meters and 178 meters respectively. Reservoir B is higher than reservoir C with an inflow of 0.6 cubic meters per 0.6 cubic meter per second. The properties of the pipes are as follows. So, nilista ko na yan kanina. And so we have A to D. Let's say pipe number 1. The length is 1,200. Diameter is 800 mm. Friction factor is 0.0158. Then we have D to B. The length is 450 meters. Diameter is 600 mm. And then friction factor is 0.0168. So from D to C, the length is 1,400 millimeters diameter, friction factor 0.0168. So by the way, sinabi pala niya na that the junction is point D. Yeah. So we have, yan, ito yung parang equivalent na illustration natin. So reservoir A, reservoir C, and then reservoir B. Then according to the problem, it is an inward flow. And so inward flow, that is equal to 0.6 cubic meter per second, okay, towards reservoir B. So again, yung A to D natin, that is pipe number 1. We have D to B is pipe number 2. Then D to C is pipe number 3. Okay, so let's have the first requirement. So first requirement number 14 is determine the discharge in the pipe connected to reservoir A. Yun. So basically that is Q sub 1. Okay, how do we solve a 3 reservoir problem? So paano ba mag-solve ng ganito? Okay, again, yung isa sa pinaka-basic na equation natin is the continuity equation. So reservoir A is supplying both reservoirs. So that is the same as Q sub 1 equal to the Q sub 2 plus Q sub 3. So take note, given yung ating Q sub 2. So we can have Q1 is equal to 0.6 plus Q sub 3. So hinahanap natin si Q1, pwede natin siguro gawin from our continuity equation that Q sub 3 is equal to the Q sub 1 minus 0.6. Yan. So I think ito yung useful na equation natin from the continuity equation. So paano naman yung diagrams natin when it comes to the head losses? So, kailangan din yan. It's very important when it comes to three reservoir problem. So, again, yung nasabi natin sa previous example, the difference in elevation between two reservoirs ay head loss. Pero, depende kung ilang head losses yun. So, for example, from A to B, magkakaroon tayo ng two head losses. So, bakit dalawa? Kasi dalawang pipes yung kanyang dadaanan. So, from one reservoir to another reservoir, the number of head losses will depend on the number of pipes. So again, may dadaanan siyang dalawang pipes from A to D, then D to B. So meron tayong dalawang head loss. So yung energy level dito sa tapat ni point D, okay, dito sa may junction, dapat mas mataas kay reservoir B. For a reason, magsusupply tayo. Okay? The flow is towards reservoir B. So dapat mas mataas yung energy level dun sa junction. Kung outflow naman, ilagay nyo lang yung point na to sa mas mababa. So let's have our first head loss that is from reservoir A to the junction D. So since friction factor yung gamit, we are to use Darcy-Weisbach. So this is head loss number 1. And then from point D to reservoir B, gawa lang tayo ng, again, another horizontal line. Then the energy grade line towards the surface of reservoir B, this is head loss ni pipeline number 2. And also, ilan yung head losses from reservoir A to reservoir C? So, ilang pipes ba yung dadaanan? Pipe 1 and pipe 3. So, therefore, again, we have two head losses. So, gawa lang tayo ng horizontal line and then the energy grade line towards reservoir C. And then, okay, ito na yung head loss natin. Head loss number 3. So, this will be the head loss diagram for this 3 reservoir. So, sino yung useful dito? So far, ang useful is si reservoir A and reservoir C. For what reason is that given yung kanilang mga elevation. So, paano natin gagawan ng equation ito? So, using the elevations, okay, so we can have an equation that is yung head loss number 1 plus head loss number 3. Again, sila yung useful for a reason. Given yung elevation ni A, that is 200 meters. So, equal to 200 meters minus yung elevation ni C. So, we have that as 178 meters. Again, so that is head loss 1, pababa. Then head loss number 3, that is from A to C, from 200 to 178. That is head loss 1 plus head loss 3 is equal to 200 minus 178. So, magkakaroon tayo ng equivalent ng head loss 1 plus the head loss number 3 is equal to 22 meters. So, medyo nag-match yun for a reason. Kung can you observe, di ba, we have head loss 1, we have Q1, and then we have head loss number 3, and this is Q sub 3. Ayan. So, dun magmamatch yung mga equations natin. So, again, we are to use yung formula ng Darcy-Weisbach for head loss. Head loss is equal to the 0.0826 friction factor, the length times Q squared divided by the diameter raised to 5. Okay, so let's have, okay, we are just to substitute. yung equivalent ng mga head losses natin. Ayan, so lagyan na lang natin siya dito. So head loss number 1 is 0.0826. So konting ingat dito, may mga password tayo na iba-iba yung friction factor per pipe. So 0.0826, ano yung friction factor ni pipe number 1? We have 0.0158. And then length ni pipe number 1 is 1,200. We have Q sub 1 squared, and then divided by diameter ni pipeline number 1 is 800 mm. So we have 0.8 raised to 5. And then plus, yan, properties ni pipeline number 3. We have that as 0.0826. Friction factor ni pipeline number 3 is 0.0168. Length ni pipeline number 3 is 1,000. Then we have, this is Q sub 3 squared divided by diameter ni pipeline number 3 is 400 mm. So 0.4. This is raised to 5. And again, that is equal to 22 meters. Ayan. So head loss 1 plus head loss 3 is equal to 22 meters. Ayan. So I think medyo magulo yung ano natin. Pwede nating i-simplify muna yung mga values. So first of head loss number 1, 0.0826 times 0.0158. Ang length ni pipeline number 1 is 1,200. Then divided by 0.8 raised to 5. That is 4.779. And we have 4.779 of Q sub 1 squared. And then plus, tama ba yun? Okay, counter check natin. So 0.0826, 0.0158. The length is 1,200 divided by 0.8 raised to 5. 4.779 of Q sub 1 squared. So we have, and see, pipeline number 3, diameter niya is 0.4. Ang length niya is 1,000. Friction factor niya is 0.0168. Yan, ito naman 135.516. 135.516 of the Q sub 3 is now equal to 22 meters. So we substitute. This is 4.779 of Q1 squared plus 135.516. Ano equivalent ng Q sub 3 from the continuity equation? That is Q sub 1 minus 0.6. This is quantity, yun, correction, quantity Q sub 3 squared dapat yun. So this should be squared equal to 22 meters. So we solve. Yan, we have 4.779, let's say alpha x squared plus 135.516 of the quantity. We have alpha x minus 0.6 and then squared is equal to 22. So we are expecting na greater than 0.6 yung supply. Kasi di ba Q sub 2 is 0.6. So dapat mas mataas yung supply doon. So shift solve. Maglagay tayo ng any value na greater than 0.6 para mas mabilis yung shift solve natin. Let's say 1, then press equals. So we have that as 0.96. So we have Q sub 1 is equal to 0.96 cubic meter per second. Or in liters, this is 960 liters per second. So this will be our answer. Anong item na nga pala ulit kanina ito? This is, I think, item number 14. So let us check kung meron yan. Okay, so item number 14, we have letter A. That is 960 liters per second. And then, question number 15, madali na lang ito, I think. Determine the discharge in pipe connected to reservoir C. So, balikan lang natin yung ating uh, continuity equation. So, di ba, say number 15, continuity equation natin, we have the Q sub 2 is equal to, Q sub 1 is equal to the Q sub 2 plus the Q sub 3. So, Q sub 1 nakuha na natin as 0.96. Q sub 2 given lang ito as 0.6 plus we have Q sub 3. So, we have Q sub 3 is equal to, yan. So, what is 0.96? 0.96 less 0.6. So, that is 0.36. Okay, cubic meter per second, or in liters, nasa liters nga pala yung nasa choices, that is 360 liters per second. So, ito yung sagot natin sa item number 15. Okay, so that is letter C. And then dun sa last requirement, number 16, determine the elevation of water surface of reservoir B. So ano yung mga kailangan natin? Pwede natin gamitin yung elevation ni A, 200 meters as a reference point. So therefore, ano yung mga kailangan isolve? Okay, kailangan natin si head loss number 1 and then head loss number 2. So, kanina, may na-simplify na tayong equivalent ng head loss number 1. Diba? So, yung equivalent nito, yung 4.779 Q sub 1 squared is basically the equivalent of head loss number 1. Yan. So, head loss number 1, ito yon. Okay, let us compute the equivalent. So, since meron naman na tayong Q sub 1. Yan. So, for item number 16, first, head loss number 1 is equal to 4.779. Q sub 1 natin is 0.96 squared. So, ano yung value nito? Okay, 4.404. This is 4.404 meters. Then, okay, papunta kay reservoir B, kailangan natin si head loss number 2. So, head loss number 3 pala yung nagawa natin ng equation kanina. So, wala pa tayong equation kay head loss number 2. So, let us solve for head loss number 2. We have that as 0.0826. Friction factor ni number 2 is 0.0168. So, ano yung length ni pipeline number 2? We have that as 450 meters. Discharge number 2, take note na basta given lang siya. We have that as 0.6 squared. And then divided by diameter ni pipeline number 2, we have that as 0.6. This is raised to 5. So, ito na si head loss number 2. Okay, so again, we have that as 0.0826. Friction factor niya is 0.0168. Length is 450. Given yung discharge 0.6 squared. So that is divided by the diameter 0.6 raised to 5. So we have it as 2.891 meters. So 2.891 meters. Okay ngayon, so from reservoir A papuntang reservoir B, that is simply elevation ni reservoir A, bababa, minus head loss number 1. Pababa ulit, minus head loss number 2, that will be the elevation of reservoir B. So in terms of an equation, okay, the elevation of reservoir B is equal to elevation of reservoir A minus head loss number 1 minus head loss number 2. So elevation of reservoir A is 200 meters minus 4.404 meters minus 2.891 meters. Ano yung makukuha natin dito? So 200 minus 4.404 minus yung head loss number 3 kanina. 192.705. So we have 192.705 meters. So let's check kung meron sa choices yung value na to sa item number 16. Okay, so sa item number 16, okay, it is letter A. 192.7 meters. So ito yung solution natin for item number 14 to 16. Okay, so yung next topic natin ay about open channels. So far sa Civil Engineering Board exam, ang ginagamit lang talaga natin dito sa open channels ay yung kay Mannings. Yung pareho lang sa formula ng discharge. Discharge is area times the velocity. So we have the discharge, it's just input lang natin yung formula ng velocity ng Mannings. So velocity is 1 over the roughness coefficient, the hydraulic radius raised to 2 over 3, the hydraulic slope raised to 1/2. So again, recall lang natin, hydraulic radius is simply the area divided by the wetted perimeter. So solve natin. Okay, yung ating first example, let's have item number 17. Ang sabi dito, a rectangular channel, so N is 0.015, 10.67 meters wide, is to carry water at a flow rate of 99.6 cubic meters per second. The slope of the channel is 0.0087. Determine the depth of flow. So this is number 17. Ay, a rectangular channel siya. So based sa given, the base width is equal to 10.67 and ayun, hinahanap dito yung the depth of flow, yung D natin. Okay, so kompletuhin lang natin yung elements ng Manning's formula. So when it comes to the area, so area of a rectangle is simply base times the depth of flow. So given yung base natin na 10.60, that is 10.67 times the depth. Then paano naman yung ating wetted perimeter? So wetted perimeter is basically yun yung surfaces na in contact ang tubig dun sa ating rectangular channel. So we have the base width, then yung magkabila ang depth. So supposedly we have that as the base plus 2D. Yan. Ganito yung wetted perimeter kapag ang usapan ay rectangular channel. So basically, we'll be having an equivalent of the wetted perimeter given kasi yung ating base width na 10.67 meters plus 2 times the depth. Ayun. So direct sub, mag-substitute tayo sa ating formula ng Q. So given yung Q natin for item number 17, that is 99.6 is equal to area. Ang equivalent ng area natin, we have that as the 10.67 times the depth of flow. Then multiplied by 1 over, ano yung roughness coefficient? Okay, given siya as 0.015. Then multiplied by, paano tayo nagko-compute ng hydraulic radius? It is the area divided by the wetted perimeter. So, ang area natin is 10.67 times the depth divided by wetted perimeter. We have 10.67 plus 2 times the depth. And this is raised to 2 over 3. So, given yung ating hydraulic slope, 0.0087. And this is raised to 1/2. So, as you can see in this equation, ang unknown na lang is the depth of flow. And solve natin, we have 99.6 alpha equals to the 10.67 of alpha x, then multiplied by 1 over 0.015. Hydraulic radius is 10.67 times the depth divided by 10.67 plus 2 times the depth. Again, this is raised to 2 over 3. Then hydraulic slope is given as 0.0087. Okay, this is raised to 1/2 or 0.5. Yan. So, shift solve tayo. But before we press equals, pwede kayong maglagay ng any value na malapit sa choices. So, pwede ako maglagay siguro ng 1. Since 1 rin naman nasa choices. Before you press equals. So, 1.4. Letter C, yung sagot natin. So, we have that as the depth of flow is 1.4 meters. So, sa choices natin, it will be letter C. So, yun yung solution natin. First example natin for open channel sa item number 17. Okay, up next, item number 18. So, item number 18, an earth canal carries water at a depth of 1.5 meters. The canal is 6 meters wide on the bottom and has a side slope of 2 horizontal, 1 vertical. Use n equal to 0.025 and s equal to 0.0002. Compute the discharge by Manning's formula. So, item number 18, example natin ito for a trapezoidal section. So, again, by Manning's formula, para tayo magko-compute ng discharge, so Q is equal to area, velocity by Manning's is 1 over n, hydraulic radius raised to 2 over 3, the slope raised to 1/2. Okay, so using yung slope, let us determine the other dimensions of this trapezoid. So if you are to project this one up, okay, this is the same as B. So let's say the remaining horizontal distances, let's say both are x. So that will give us the top base to be equal to the bottom base plus 2 times x. Okay, so using the given slope again, that is 2 horizontal, 1 vertical. So we are looking for x. X is 2 horizontal, that is 2. Then we have 1.5, that is the vertical is 2, 1. So basically the value of x is equal to, yan, so 2 times 1.5 is 3 meters. We can now compute for the dimension of the top base. So the top base should be equal to the bottom width equal to 6 meters plus 2 times 3. So we'll be having this one as the top base will be 12 meters. Okay, so we can now compute for the area of this trapezoidal channel. So we have the area of a trapezoid is the average of the parallel bases multiplied by the perpendicular distance. So we have the area, top base is 12, we have the bottom base of 6 divided by 2, then multiplied by the depth of 1.5. So what is the cross-sectional area? Yan, so 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 times 1.5 is 13.5 square meters. So check lang natin kung tama. So tama ba? What is 9 by 1.5? Yes, that is 13.5. So the other value needed to be computed for an open channel is the wetted perimeter. So we'll be needing the value. Kailangan natin i-compute yung sloping side. So we can just simply compute for that one using Pythagorean theorem. Using yung mga right triangles dito sa gilid. So let's say yung sloping side natin is z. So x horizontal, d vertical, z is the hypotenuse. So using Pythagorean theorem, okay, that will be the same as the z squared is equal to, ano yung x na na-compute natin kanina? That is 3 squared plus the depth given as 1.5 squared. So this will be the value of the sloping side or the length of the sloping side. So that will be the same as the square root of 3 squared, okay, plus 1.5 squared. Again, this is simply Pythagorean theorem. So 3.354. This is 3.354 meters. Okay, so can we now compute for the wetted perimeter? So again, that is simply the length of the line of contact between the water and the open channel. So we have the sloping sides, two sloping sides, and the bottom width. So the equivalent of the wetted perimeter should be equal to the bottom width plus 2 times the length of the sloping sides. So bottom width natin is 6 plus 2 times the 3.354 meters. So this should be the value of the wetted perimeter. We have 6 plus 2 times 3.354. 12.708. So we have 12.708 meters. Okay, then all you have to do now is substitute, since we have now the area. Again, we'll be needing the area and the wetted perimeter for the hydraulic radius. That is the area divided by the wetted perimeter. So we are solving for Q is equal to, what is our area? That is 13.5 square meters multiplied by 1 over the given roughness coefficient is 0.025. Hydraulic radius is area, that is 13.5 divided by wetted perimeter is the 12.708 meters. This is raised to 2 over 3. And then slope is 0.002 raised to 1/2. Okay, so let us now compute for the discharge. So we have area is 13.5 multiplied by 1 over 0.025. Hydraulic radius is area, that is 13.5 divided by wetted perimeter of 12.708. And this is raised to the 2 over 3. And the slope is, a little correction. I think we have 3 zeros. So 0.0002. So 0.002. 3 zeros. So we have 0.0002 raised to 1/2 or 0.5. So we have 7.951. This is 7.951 cubic meters per second. So let's check if we have this one sa choices. Okay, item number 18. Okay, that will be letter A. Yan, 7.95 cubic meters per second. So, ito yung solution natin. Example of a trapezoidal channel by item number 18. Okay, so let us solve. Item number, another situational problem, 19 to 21. An open channel is to be designed to carry 1.5 cubic meters per second at a slope of 0.007. The channel material has an N value of 0.012. Number 19, find the depth of flow for a most efficient rectangular section. So this topic is about the most efficient sections of open channels. So paano natin masasabi na efficient sections sila? Okay, so they have the least perimeter. And yung isang shortcut na pwede nating magamit dito is they are actually half of regular polygons. So when it comes to item number 19, ang required dito is what is the depth for the most efficient rectangular section. So again, ano yung mga given muna natin? RQ is equal to 1.5 cubic meters per second. Then we have the slope is equal to 0.0, yun, hindi ko maalala. Ano yun? 0.007. Yan, 0.007. And yung N value of 0.012. Yan. So for the most efficient rectangular section, ayan, pwede natin i-consider yung paggamit ng half of regular polygons. Though, pwede rin namang i-derive using differential calculus. Pero dito na lang tayo sa half of regular polygons. Kapag most efficient rectangular section, it is basically half of a square. So, kalahati siya ng isang square. So, kumbaga kung ito yung square natin, hatiin lang natin, and then yung lower half will be our most efficient rectangular section. So always start with the depth of flow D. So therefore, ano equivalent ng B? So as you can see, if we are to observe, yung ating D is kalahati ng isang side ng square. Yung B is actually isang side ng square. So the equivalent of B should be equal to 2D. Yan. Kapag nakakita kayo ng ganitong rectangular section, B is equal to 2D, that is already the most efficient rectangular section. So ano yung equivalent ng kanyang area? The area is B times D. Ano equivalent ng B? That is 2D times the D. So the area should be 2D squared. Okay, what about the wetted perimeter? So wetted perimeter is B plus 2D. Pero di ba ang B is twice the D. So magiging 2D plus 2D. So wetted perimeter natin should be equal to 4 times the depth. And then hydraulic radius natin should be equal to area divided by the wetted perimeter. So ano yung area ulit natin? That is the 2D squared. Wetted perimeter is 4 times D. Hydraulic radius ng most efficient rectangular section is simply the depth divided by 2. Ayun. So, pwede nyo i-memorize yan para next time, pwede nyo isalpak na lang directly sa formula. Okay, so again, how do we compute for the depth? Okay, using the discharge equation. That is, Q is equal to area, okay, multiplied by 1 over N, hydraulic radius raised to 2 over 3, the hydraulic slope raised to 1/2. So yung Q natin, given siya as 1.5. Ano yung area ng most efficient rectangular section? We have that as the 2D squared multiplied by 1 over roughness coefficient of 0.012. Hydraulic radius will be simply D divided by 2 raised to 2 over 3. And then we have the slope. We have 0.007. This is raised to 1/2. So in this equation, ang ano na lang natin is the depth of flow. Okay, so we have that as 1.5 equal to 2 alpha x. Yan, alpha x squared multiplied by 1 divided by 0.012. Hydraulic radius is alpha x divided by 2. This is raised to 2 divided by 3. And then yung ating slope is 0.007 raised to 1 half or 0.5. Yan, so shift solve. So pwede tayong maglagay ng any value na malapit sa choices before we press equal sa shift solve. Okay, so any value na malapit sa mga nasa choices. Pwede siguro 0.8. 0.8 before you press equals. So 0.515. So the depth of flow is 0.515 meter. So approximately, pinakamalapit na sa choices, 0.515. Letter A tayo kay item number 19. Okay, we proceed sa number 20. Sabi dito, find the depth of flow for the most efficient triangular section. So, paano naman kapag most efficient triangular section? Ganun pa rin kapag gagamit tayo ng half of regular polygon. So, kapag most efficient triangular section, it is still half of a square. Yun, kalahati pa rin yun ng square. Kaya lang yung square lang natin is rotated by 45 degrees. So, na-rotate siya ng 45 degrees and then i-consider lang natin yung kalahati. Or possible, pag ang sinabi is triangular channel tapos ang slope is 1:1, that is the most efficient triangular section. Or pwede rin na ang sinabi is, di ba ang slope na 1:1 is actually 45 degrees. So, yun yung mga clue natin na it is a most efficient triangular section. So, always start with the depth. So, if the depth is actually half of the diagonal, ayun, paano ba tayo mag-compute ng area ng triangle? So, kakailanganin natin yung dimension ng top base. It is 1/2 of the top base times the depth of flow. Pero kung mapapansin ninyo, since 1:1 yan, di ba ang slope niya is 1:1, kung ang vertical mo is depth, so the horizontal is actually depth. So the horizontal is actually depth for both side kung hahatiin natin yung triangle. So ang equivalent ng top base natin is 2 times the depth. So ang equivalent ng area, that will be equal to 1/2 of B is 2D times the D. The area of the most efficient triangular section is simply D squared. The depth squared lang siya. So, paano naman yung ating wetted perimeter? So, again, kakailanganin natin this time yung sloping side. This is yung Z. So, ang wetted perimeter is simply 2 times the sloping sides. So, paano natin kukunin yung sloping sides? We can just use Pythagorean theorem. Diba, we have the value of Z squared is equal to horizontal is D squared, vertical is also D squared. So the equivalent of the sloping side is actually the square root of 2 times the depth. So ano may equivalent ng wetted perimeter? That is 2 times the sloping side. This is 2 times the square root of 2 of the depth. Then, again, yung area at wetted perimeter, sila yung magbibigay sa atin ng hydraulic radius, which is equal to the area divided by the wetted perimeter. Okay, ano yung area natin? That is the D squared. Wetted perimeter natin is 2 square root of 2 times the depth. Kung i-rationalize natin yan, I think that is the same as square root of 2 over 4. Just to be sure, ano yung 1 divided by 2 square root of 2. Ang alam ko is 2 square root of 2 over 4 ito. Yes, that's the square root of 2 over 4. Hydraulic radius ng most efficient triangular section is the square root of 2 over 4 of the depth of flow. So, hinahanap dito yung depth of flow kapag most efficient triangular section. So, again, we have that as, yan, from this formula. Yan, mag-direct sub na lang tayo. So, ano ulit yung value ng Q? The value of Q is, we have 1.5 cubic meters per second equal to, ano yung area ng most efficient triangular section? That is the discrete. Multiplied by, roughness coefficient natin, 0.012. Hydraulic radius for the most efficient triangular section is the square root of 2 divided by 4 of the depth. This is raised to 2 over 3. The slope is given as 0.007. Raised to 1/2. Again, yung ano na lang ulit dito is the depth of flow. So, again, ano yung depth of flow for the most efficient triangular section? 1.5 alpha x squared. So, this is 1 divided by 0.012. And so, hydraulic radius natin is the square root of 2. Okay, divided by 4 of the depth. Okay, this is raised to 2 over 3. And then yung slope natin is 0.007 raised to 1/2 or raised to 0.5. And so we do shift solve. So maglagay ulit tayo ng any value malapit sa choices. Di ko na maalala pero maglagay lang ako ng 1.2. So 0.729. We have 0.729 meter. So check natin if we have 0.729 sa choices, number 20. Okay, so closest value natin for item number 20 is letter C. We have that as 0.73. So ito yung solution natin sa item number 20. That is the most efficient triangular section. Okay, so let's have item number 21. Find the depth of flow for a most efficient trapezoidal section. So still using yung concept ng half of regular polygon. So how do we derive the elements of a most efficient trapezoidal section? So pareho lang din siya. It should be half of a regular polygon. So this is half of a hexagon. Yan, regular hexagon. So again, start with the depth of flow. Let's say this is D. So again, supposedly if we have a hexagon or a regular hexagon, just consider the half. That will be our most efficient hexagonal open channel. Okay, so what are the properties of a regular hexagon? So let's say we have that is a B. Again, when it comes to regular hexagon, all sides are expected to be equal. So supposedly we have the sloping side Z. So when it comes to this case, the B is equal to the value of the Z. And other than that, the side slope should be 60 degrees. So one unique property of a regular hexagon is that if you are to divide it into triangles, the result will be equilateral triangles. So if this is side B, again, that is the same as side Z. This is side B, this is side B, the same as side B, the same as Z or equal to B. So we are forming 3 equilateral triangles for our hexagonal open channel. So therefore, the dimension of the top base will be 2 times B. Okay, so how do we compute for the area? Alright, so let's just separate this triangle of the sloping side. So we have the depth of flow is d. The slope should be 60 degrees. This is the hypotenuse z. So we can use the function of sine. This is the sine of 60 degrees is equal to opposite. We have that as d divided by the hypotenuse is the z. Okay, so therefore, what should be the equivalent of z in terms of the depth? So again, the value of z is the same as the value of b will now be equal to the depth divided by sine of 60 degrees. So we can have it as, ano ba yung 1 divided by sine of 60? That is 2 square root of 3 over 3. Ano ulit yun? So 2 square root of 3 over 3. So this is 2 square root of 3 divided by 3 times the depth. That will be the dimension of z or dimension of b. Okay, so what are the needed elements again? So we have the area. So what is the area of a trapezoid? The average of the parallel bases divided by 2 times the depth of flow. So we'll be having the equivalent of the area. What is the equivalent of the top base? Top base is 2b. So what is 2 times b? So that is the same as 2 times, what is the equivalent of z and b? Square root of, ito yan, square root of, 2 square root of 3 over 3. So 2 times 2, the square root of 3 divided by 3 times the depth. So, ang equivalent ng top base natin will be 4 the square root of 3 divided by 3 of the depth. So, again, top base is 4 the square root of 3 divided by 3 of the depth. Then we have the bottom base, small b, is 2. Ito rin. Okay, we have 2 square root of 3 divided by 3 of the depth. Then divided by 2. Then multiplied by the depth of flow. So if you are to simplify, the equivalent of the area will be 4 plus 2 is 6 divided by 3 is 2. Divided by 2 will be, and the remaining term will be square root of 3. Or you can check that using your calculator. Times d times d. So the remaining term will be square root of 3 times the d squared. Okay, that will be the equivalent of the area of the most efficient trapezoidal section. So what about the other element? We have the wetted perimeter. So wetted perimeter, pwede na, since yung, again, yung z is equal lang naman sa b, we can have the perimeter as 3 times b. Or pwede rin naman, 3 times the z. So we have that as 3 times, yun, di ba? Tatlong sides sa baba. Yan. So we have 3 times 2, the square root of 3, then divided by 3 of the depth. So the wetted perimeter is simply equal to 2, the square root of 3 times the depth. Again, these two elements will give us the hydraulic radius, which is equal to area divided by the wetted perimeter. Ano yung area natin? We have square root of 3 times the depth squared divided by wetted perimeter is 2 square root of 3 times the depth. As you can see, we can just cancel yung square root of 3 and 1 of the d. So, pwede nyo i-memorize ito para makatipid kayo sa oras next time. The hydraulic radius of the most efficient trapezoidal section is simply d over 2. Kapareho niya ng hydraulic radius yung rectangular section. Pareho sila na d over 2. Ang naiiba lang is yung triangular, which is square root of 2 over 4 of the depth. Ayan, so kompleto na yung mga elements natin. Substitute na lang ulit tayo. Again, using yung formula na to. So we have Q, given yun kanina na 1.5 equal to, ano yung area? Ano yung area ng most efficient trapezoidal section? We have that as the square root of 3 times the d squared. So again, ito yun. And then this is multiplied by 1 over roughness coefficient natin, 0.012. Hydraulic radius, kapareho niya ang rectangular. Simply the depth over 2 raised to 2 over 3. And then yung slope natin is 0.007. This is raised to 1/2. Ayan, so in this equation, again, the unknown will be, what is the depth of flow for the most efficient trapezoidal section? So 1.5, square root of 3. So nasa labas yung alpha x squared. You have 1 over 0.012. So hydraulic radius is simply alpha x divided by 2. Okay, raised to 2 over 3. Again, yung slope natin is 0.007. This is raised to 1/2 or 0.5. Yan, shift solve. Maglagay kayo ng any value na malapit sa choices. Siguro okay na yung 1 plus equals 0.544. You have 0.544 meter. So, check natin if we have this one sa choices. Sa item number 21. Okay, so closest value, number 21 is letter C. So, ito yung sagot natin sa item 19 to 21.